All right, we are live.
Wait, this one's still loading.
Really?
And it's taking forever because I know why.
Don't even say it.
Crappy.
We're having a little technical
We
difficulties,
would
folks.
start our show, but
Dennis has crappy internet.
see, you still can't hear it.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here.
I don't know.
I know why.
We get crappy internet.
You're laughing being heard.
This one's still
Thanks.
forever.
Hello, Patriots.
This one's still waiting to load.
I've been having trouble with my internet the last couple of days.
Yeah, I noticed.
Oh, that's not good.
Welcome to the Hawk Podcast. Let's stand for our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We are live every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on your favorite podcast channel and on our Facebook group, The Hawk Podcast. Jack is back with us tonight. We have Mike in the background.
Hello.
We have Junior in the background.
Still waiting for this to upload.
Hey, he'll take it.
Yeah.
You know,
Does it record as it goes?
I hope so.
I don't think so.
Before we get into the show, Jack Jr. would like to tell us about Special Olympics and upcoming events. Wouldn't you?
Yep.
The floor is yours.
We have an event going on. It's South Carolina Special Olympics State Games. We have that September 22nd. That's the open ceremony. And then the tournament is the 23rd of September. And then the closing ceremony is the 24th.
Okay.
And me and my father are doing bowling this year.
And what'd you bowl the other day?
Last Sunday I bowled a 169. Almost 2 turkeys.
All right. That's awesome.
The turkey's 3 strikes in a row. For people that don't know, he got 3 strikes in a row, and then he got 2 in a row,
Almost.
and then did not get the third one.
That's
No.
okay.
But
Still
like I
good.
told him, we're not playing horseshoes, so don't count.
That's
But
right.
when I first started, I do a league with my brothers, in the Surfside, and when I first started, my highest score was like 80 or 90. Now it's over 100, almost close to 200.
Really?
Yeah,
That's really good.
yeah.
Jack, what is it like to bowl?
Huh?
How's it like to bowl with your son?
I get, that's great work bowling with my son, but my bowling score and my golf score are about the same.
Bad?
So neither one of them are too terrific.
He beat me the last game. The last game he beat me. What did he have, 129?
No, maybe a 104.
No, his last game was like a 120.
I think you're mistaken. I go there for comic relief. I keep
So that's why Mike goes. But Special Olympics, if you can, donate to your local chapter. They need us. They need you. And it supports a lot of athletes.
They do. Trump almost canceled it. He wasn't going to get the funding for it, and then I think he realized what it was, and he went back and he funded it pretty well.
All right.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a heartache at first, but then he regrouped and he did the right thing.
Okay, good.
You know, so I'm going to talk about Washington politicians and the controlled media. It's called the Dog and Pony Show of America.
Do we have to?
Jack, what's on your agenda tonight?
Well, I wanted to talk about these politicians. If you want, I'll get right into it now. If not, I'll let you know.
Mike, you got anything to add?
I was going to add to something when he starts discussing his politics.
Okay.
The politicians, rather.
Okay. So, Jack, start us off.
All right. So I was watching a couple of different reports. One was Larry Kudlow, and the other one was Chris Salcedo. Larry Kudlow was part of Ronald Reagan's administration, and he's an economist. So he was an economist as a young man for Reagan's, and he was also in Trump's cabinet, as an older gentleman. And he was talking about how the same thing you and I in this show talks about every week, how these guys get in there and they don't leave. Me and Dennis have a few balls up in the air, so I didn't get all the information down. We got the book going. We're starting the second book. We're looking for the third book's information that we're going to get. this podcast, and guess what? We work for a living too.
I don't
So,
know if we work.
well, I go to work.
Yeah, I go to a place called work.
Yeah, I go to work 3 days a week, but they're 12-hour days. Basically, I go to work and I'm like a traffic cone. I just kind of sit there and make sure.
Hope you don't
everybody
get
gets-
hit.
Right. So, anyway, Larry Kudlow was talking about how these guys and gals, they get into office and they don't leave. Chuck Schumer has been nothing but a politician in local politics in New York, city councilman in New York City. Then he was elected as a representative, and now he's a senator, a senior citizen. He's the
House Minority Leader.
House
Senate
Minority
Minority Leader.
Senate Minority Leader, and he was the Senate Majority Leader before, 2 years ago. So, being a civil servant, his net worth is $75 million. He makes $175,000 a year now. When he got in, they weren't making six figures yet. Yet he's still worth $75 million. Mitch McConnell is worth $30 million.
Mitch McConnell needs to step down.
Absolutely.
Well, I was going to talk to that about in a minute. Liz Cheney, she's worth $40 million or $44 million. And it goes on and on and on and on. That these folks, I mean, what did Liz Cheney do besides be born into her father? You know, she lived, everybody's killing Hunter Biden. Liz Cheney's the same cut cloth. The only thing she's ever done in life was be her father's daughter. And she's worth $40 million.
I just wanted to say we're live.
Okay.
We're back on.
All
I
right.
fixed it.
Good.
Good.
So they stay in these positions forever, and they make tons of money out of it. I mean, Liz Cheney wasn't a lifetime there.
No.
You know, she was there for a lot of years, but not like Chuck Schumer, not like Mitch McConnell. And she walks out $40 or $44 million.
How do they become millionaires on a $175,000 salary?
And these are the same people that are telling you, the constituents, I understand your troubles.
Yeah.
We are living paycheck to paycheck, and these people have the nerve to say, that's what I'm saying, Democrats or Republicans, they're all rich. They have no idea how it is to live paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
Say that word again.
I can't.
Constituents.
Constituents.
Yeah.
Constituent.
You did
right?
good.
Constituents.
All right, go back away.
Constituents.
So you understand why they're not leaving. And I do not believe what Larry Kudlow was talking about was what's in their war chest for their elections, for the fundraising that they do. Because they don't get to claim that until 10 years later. So who knows what a guy like Chuck Schumer has in his war chest. Because he doesn't have to campaign in New York. I mean, yeah, he could be a glass, like Nancy Pelosi says, he could be a glass of water. He's a Democrat, he's getting elected. So he's campaigning, but he doesn't have to campaign. He's just automatically, it's an automatic trigger. You're in. So he's making all of this money, and again, like we were talking about, tax dollars are going to these campaigns because that's why both parties pass these big giant bills because, the special interest that they're passing for gives them this money back. So tax dollars is using it. Then I was watching the Chris Salcedo show. He's on Newsmax. Larry Kudlow's on Fox Business at 4 p.m., but I don't watch him at 4 p.m. I watch him at 4 a.m. 5 a.m.
Oh, you're up at 4 a.m.?
I am. I get up at 4 a.m., but I watch him because he comes on at 5, the repeat from the day before. The next guy is Chris Salcedo. He's a super conservative. He's Newsmax version of Sean Hannity, just not as rich. He's a super duper conservative. But I will say something about Chris Salcedo. That man destroys the Republican Party. Destroys them.
Really?
So
yes.
he goes after both of them.
Right. Because they're not conservative.
conservative. Right.
I think his biggest nemesis in life is Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
Mitch McConnell's liberal ways and hiding under the R in front of his name as a Republican drives this man insane.
Yeah. But they're not conservatives anymore.
No, he
You see
lives...
his speech yesterday?
Who? Yeah, well, I was going to get into that.
Okay.
Because that's what this guy was talking about. So, again, it kind of goes in with Larry Kudlow's. These people will not leave for two reasons. Number one, Larry Kudlow's issue was they're making too much money. That money that they make from their salary is chump change. You know, that's will to their children. The real money is in the illegal stuff that they're doing. And I don't care what anybody says. Insider trading is illegal, and that's what they're doing. They're sitting in on chambers that are passing laws, and while they're doing it, they're text messaging their blind trust, get this my money in there. And they're making a fortune. They never lose. Never lose. And then when they leave office, they go into the special interest and they don't lose again because they know who to talk to and how to get their money. So it's a win-win for them. Chris Salcedo was talking that these people never leave, and I think it goes hand in glove with the money. They don't leave because they can't leave the power. Mitch McConnell is in the middle of a speech to the press in the hall outside the Senate. In the middle of his speech, the man stops. It was tragic to watch.
Yeah.
And
Stop for 18 seconds.
Yeah.
right, and the people behind him are then all of a sudden they realize, whoa, this guy's not. And they said, "You okay? You don't want to say any more to the press?" And he was like, out of it, and goes, "What? You want to no more to the press? We'll go to your office." Yeah, and they shuffle him off. He shuffles off. You got Dianne Feinstein, who's in a wheelchair. They're saying that she is senile. She was going to retire. She's not retiring. I mean, she can't.
She doesn't know what people's names.
She is in no. Who's making the decisions for California? You got Fetterman. This man can't put two words together to make a sentence.
He doesn't know how to get dressed.
Who's making these decisions for Pennsylvania? And lo and behold, the worst one of them all is the President of the United States. This man can't get up and down the stairs to Air Force One. They lowered the stairs.
Yes.
They don't drive it up anymore. He comes out of the side one now.
Mitch McConnell, they said he's fallen like dozens of times.
Yeah, they said this is not the first time for him.
Like
And
dozens
Nancy
of times.
Pelosi isn't all there neither.
No, her last
She's gone
speech
too.
was amazingly unbelievable.
Yeah.
So these people, between their money and their power, they cannot leave these offices because they're not worried about the American people. All of these people are supposed to be making decisions for their constituents, the people of the United States. That's what I'm saying. That's what me and Dennis has been saying. This is not a hard. These people walked into a government that was developed and invented 200 years ago. All right? It's running like clockwork. They don't have to do anything. It was just like Biden coming into president. He didn't have to do a thing. Everything was hitting on all 8 cylinders. Same thing, but they are ruining and ruining and ruining your and my life because of their self-greed and their
this
self-power.
government.
Yep.
This government is gone. It's not the same government as when I was a kid. It's not the same government as my kids
Listen,
when they were kids.
What I just said just proves that the politicians are not running this government. It's the bureaucracies that are running this government. And you see what's going on. You know, everybody sees what's going on with Hunter Biden. It's been covered wall to wall, top to ceiling, top to floor. This guy. So the press asks, this probably goes into Dennis's. So the press asks the press secretary about Hunter Biden. And she says, well, he's a private citizen. I'm not going to talk about him. And I said, whoa, put the brakes on, lady. He's a private. This man got escorted by 8 government vehicles. More Secret Service than any post-president there is. Who I don't know how he got down there. If he flew in on a government plane. So he has lawyers. So he goes. And here's the thing. People are not splitting the hairs. So he had this terrific plea deal. And thank God we had a judge that stood up.
Yeah.
So his defense attorney pled to DOJ's attorney, to the prosecutors. So who the prosecutors were? They're federal prosecutors.
Yeah.
They work for the attorney general, who works for his father. So when you go to court, there is no prosecuting attorneys. It's defense and defense. Because whatever his defense attorneys are saying to the prosecutors, they're saying, make sure you know who you work for, right? You know who signs your check.
Yep.
You know, so there is no prosecuting attorney in this case. The only thing that's saving this case is the judge. Because the judge said, no, we're not going with this. So we have a unique situation here. And the press secretary has the gall to tell me that he's a regular citizen. He's not a regular citizen, because I tell you what, if it
I'm
was
a
me,
regular citizen. Where's my security guard?
right? If I had to go to court, I wasn't getting 8 brand new SUVs. The Secret Service surrounded me. I don't know how he flew down there or how he got down there. I wouldn't have my defense attorney that are worth millions of dollars and the prosecutors working for my father.
And you do have security at your front gate of your resort.
Yes, you do. But once you leave, you're
Once I
screwed.
leave, right now, I'm in danger.
You're right. Because I don't have any. I don't have any security over here.
Dennis's front door's not even locked. So anyway, again, each week we come with faults of this government, and these are devastating faults. And I got to tell you something, folks. It's our fault. Again, me and Dennis, over and over again, we're the 4th branch of government. Actually, now we're the 5th because the bureaucracies are running the government. We are supposed to vote these people out when they're not doing their job, which is supposed to do what we ask them to do. The tail is wagging the dog. And now we have this situation that's going on, where this guy is going to trial,
And
should be in jail. I mean, they've done millions of cases that done the same thing he done wrong, and they're all in jail.
He won't be though.
Well, he's going to get pardoned.
All of this, he's going to be pardoned. He's going even if he's found guilty, he's going to be let out. And his father too.
And I don't think he's ever going to be found guilty, because they're going to get rid of that judge.
Oh, I was going to ask you, what are the chances you think something's going to happen? Like either he'll retire, or
Well, it's a woman, and she's young,
Yeah.
and she's sharp, and she's smart.
or
But his
retire.
attorneys were even caught lying to the judge. One of them called him up and said he's a representative to a Republican.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw that too. No, we didn't do that. We wouldn't willfully, disobey a judge.
I'm just
These
wondering,
people are cheats.
they're going to be forced to retire, or she just
She's not gonna be forced to
excuse
retire.
herself because
Nah, she'll be fine.
I hope so.
Yeah, she'll be fine.
Because this
We just
stuff-
got to hope that she gets to keep the case.
This
Because if
Biden-
she doesn't,
Yeah, this Biden, he's ruthless.
I mean,
he went after parents.
first
Why
off,
wouldn't he go after her?
First off, the Department of Justice put it in Delaware. I mean, Joe Biden has been running that state since I'm in kindergarten.
Yeah.
He's got so much power down there to
Oh,
begin
yeah.
with. You think that was an
Forever.
accident?
Oh no.
You were in kindergarten like forever ago.
Yeah. Not as long ago as my brother. My brother was in kindergarten when they had one-room schools.
They still have the chisels and
Yeah.
stone.
See, when things are true, people don't find them funny.
Yeah.
I was in kindergarten when Kennedy was president, though.
So let's get
No, I
into
wasn't.
let's get into Washington politicians and the media, the dog and pony show of America. I'm not sure who we can give the Academy Award to. Politicians or the media? Maybe we can give them each one because they both suck.
Well, there's a good quote in the book coming out, Politicians Gaslighting Americans, about a guy that said how politicians and media are one and the same. You can't separate it.
Because this is a dog and pony show. We tell you all the time. And it's continuing every week. But I think some of the real clowns in America are we the people. Why do we let this mockery of America continue? Why don't we hold these politicians accountable? Why don't we get off our asses and do something, anything to stop this madness? Why are people so divided in this country? And my last question is, why are we so ignorant? I'm going to say we because most of America, to what is happening around us. See, folks, those are questions you need to ask ourselves, everybody, our spouses, partners, family, and friends, on how we let America become a nation of slavery to the politicians. Yes, it is slavery. Everyone that works in this country is a slave to this political class. They take, and what do we get? A short stick and the crumbs they want to hand out to us. But you're okay with that, because at least you're getting a little piece of something, a little piece of the pie. The United States of America may be on its last leg from these far left-leaning progressive liberals and these far-right conservative morons, most of which are elected to Congress.
I tell you the truth, and
it's our fault for electing them, like Jack said earlier. We hear Republicans talk every day about how they're ready to impeach Biden on inquiry.
Impeachment inquiry.
You know, if they already have concrete evidence, impeach him. Stop the talk. Walk the walk. That's the dog part of this country. They're the dogs. You know, get into his crimes and see if this country agrees with you. If he did take money from other countries, to me that's treason. And he has compromised our country. He should not be president. I'm not saying he did it, because we know the dog and pony show. I pray to God it's not the case, but hey, show us the evidence. And stop using controlled government media to be the pony part of America and have them only tell the public what you want them to hear, because you feed them money too. So you put them both together, you get the dog and pony show. Come on, people. Wake up and realize this is just a game to them. It's payback for what these Democrats are doing to Trump. I'm not saying they don't deserve it. And if you don't see that, you are also brainwashed. And nothing Jack and I, Mike Jr., can say can help you. So just move along and pick up the crumbs as you walk dazed and confused. Because there's millions of you out there. You're the new... You know,
you really believe it.
Yep, you are the new zombie apocalypse. Best wishes to all of you. These hearings and the possible impeachment will cost we, the taxpayers, millions of dollars. And what will happen? Not a damn thing. Not a damn thing. Just to smear Biden's name and the Democrats, just like they did to the Republicans. You gotta remember, we are all slaves to this government. And they will do whatever they want, and when they want, and what they want with our money. We have no say. They keep adding new taxes. Most of us don't even realize, because it's hidden in inflation taxes.
Yeah.
You know, just take a look at the gas prices for your cars. It shot to $3.40 a gallon here in Myrtle Beach. It was at $3.25, $3.23 overnight.
I mean, in 2019, it was $1.69.
Yep. You know how much the federal government gets? 18.4 cents a gallon. With about 276 million registered vehicles, that equals a lot of dollars that go to these politicians. In 2020, it was over $53 billion. I think it was more than that. And gas costs a lot less. It was under $2. Imagine what they collect today with higher inflation and gas taxes. Then the state gets their piece of it too. So there's no end in sight. They get
for highway use.
They get like 15%. Or 15 cents, I mean. You know, what we need to do is reel in this government to spend less with what they have. To get rid of these federal bureaucracies that are not a function of the federal system as per our United States Constitution, such as the Department of Education and the Housing and Urban Development, which is HUD. Both should be run by the state. The state government controls them. Now, I hope you get what I'm talking about. Again, for you brainwashed or morons out there, forget it. We're done. You go do your thing. You know, it all comes down to this. We, the people, have failed each other when it comes to elections. We have failed our spouses. We have failed our neighbors. We have failed America. We take the lesser of two evils. Either pick a Republican or a Democrat. We must get out of that mentality and look at independent candidates that will understand how the system works. Not for party, but for country. Come on, they can't do any worse than what we have now. So give others a chance. Stop believing we only have two parties. For they are out of touch with we the citizens of America. Look for the alternative, and you may be surprised at what you'll find. It'll probably work out in your favor. Because like I said, they can't do any worse than these clowns we got in office now. Think about what I'm saying. For a minor party candidate can do the same job. Most likely better than the current tyrants we have. Do you want to be a winner or a loser? I hope and pray that most of us want to be winners. If you want to be a loser, going through life, I feel sorry for you. Because not only you are in trouble, but your family, your kids, your grandkids, and generations that come after you, down your lineage, are screwed forever because you don't want to do nothing. Jack, that's my thoughts on that. You have any thoughts?
Well, I'd like to ask everybody a question. Why are they doing this? Right now, we asked, why did the Democrats do what they did to Trump on the last election? They impeached him twice.
They're scared to death of this man.
So now the Republicans, from what it seems, the smoke seems like there's fire. Right? Again, we don't get the full service. So you could see the script. All right? So now they want to do an impeachment inquiry. So what's that going to do? That's going to take another year. Another year to do. So now we're going to be into 2024. So are they going to impeach him? No. Why are they not going to impeach him? Because they're going to say, well, we'll let the people impeach him and not vote him in.
An inquiry only gives Congress access to more information.
Right.
That's all it does.
Right. So then there's still no accountability. So then you ask yourself, so why did the Democrat government, when they were in charge, impeach Trump twice, and the Republicans refuse to pull the trigger and do it with something that looks like there's actually real smoke there? Why don't they do it?
Because it's a dog and pony show.
Because they're just as corrupt as the Democrats. This is what's happening in the halls of Congress. The Democrats know that they have all the bureaucracies and most of the press in their pocket. The Republicans know they do not have any of the bureaucracies, and they have a very small part of the press in their pocket. They also know both sides of the aisle are as corrupt as, again, hand in glove. It's the two of them. They're both corrupt. They both have skeletons in the closet, and they can't have the Democrats now take over again and get themselves. I mean, it was proven when they were going to censure Adam Schiff, and they were going to charge him $16 million. And the Republican Party there was like, whoa, we ain't doing that. We'll censure him and tell him, you're a bad boy in front of that on the House floor, but we're not going to charge him $16 million. Why? Why? Because they had the same penalties coming to them. Because they are just as legal. I mean, this guy, Comer, he seems like he's making progress and this and that, whatever you want to say. But he's doing the same thing Adam Schiff is doing. Adam Schiff was on the TV every day. I got proof, I got proof, I got proof, I got proof. They impeached him. They did an independent commission on him. Now they indicted him 3 times and still nothing. So when the Democrats take over, are they going to do the same thing to Comer? And that's why the Republicans didn't do it? So they can say, hey, listen, we didn't do it to your guy. Yeah, you censure him. Give him a smack on the nose with a newspaper and then send him back to his room.
But they're definitely working hand in hand.
But you're right. Comer's on the news every day. We got evidence. Yeah. He hasn't shown us any evidence as of yet.
So, when you're sitting here and you're watching these things, don't forget what happened. That's why we always do that reminder to you guys. Remember this. I try and do it every week. Remember this. Well, remember, 3 years ago, the Democrats were doing the same thing, but they pulled the trigger. They impeached him twice. Why would they do it and the Republicans wouldn't? They're both animals. These people don't care about it. They only care about their lane. So they know in their lane, they have no bureaucracies. They don't have the Department of Justice in their pocket. They don't have the FBI in their pocket. They don't have the IRS in their pocket. They don't have these things. So, you know what? We're going to rough you up a little bit, but we're going to stand you up and push you down the hallway. You'll be fine.
Right.
Brush you off. Steam out your suit. You'll look good.
You gotta remember, these politicians lie to us every day. The media lies to us every day.
I think the Republicans wanted him impeached as much as the Democrats did.
Yeah. I mean, he was
They
kicking
didn't
out
put up any fight, and there was
was
a lot of Republicans that voted for the impeachment.
Yeah.
There weren't a lot. There were a couple.
I mean, but they didn't do anything to stop it. You know, they went on afterwards to an empty room because the press wasn't there anymore. Well, Adam Schiff is taking these meetings downstairs in the basement and closed door won't let us in. And what'd you hear? Crickets. Nobody was there to report it.
Nope. Same thing with Hunter Biden missed. You know, these liberal media stations, they don't even cover it. So why?
They don't cover anything that's going to give them a black eye. You know, when that train accident happened in Ohio, which everybody forgot about, those people are still suffering. But because Pete Buttigieg, the Rhodes Scholar, who's going to run for president someday under the Democratic banner, the press knows they can't beat this guy up. So we're just going to leave it. So how do you leave it? Well, we're not going to report it.
Yep.
So
That's
it's not
a shame
done.
on the media.
This
That's
man
why.
is a bureaucrat working in a bureaucracy. He got appointed. The Senate put him in there. So if the Senate put him in there, they needed Republicans. So Republicans voted him in too.
Almost every one.
So there you have it.
This is why we tell you every week, get away from these two parties because they're so freaking corrupt. And they don't give a damn about any one of us. You've got to see it. Every one of you have to see what's going on. You can choose to ignore it, but you got to see it. You know? Mike, you got anything on that?
Yeah, I think we. It's time that we started having them be accountable. You're saying that the 15 cents tax on the gasoline is supposed to go to the road taxes. You know they're not. They should prove that it is. We want to see the records. We want to see that money where it's supposed to go, to the roads. Social Security, we want to see the money. Where is it going? Is it going to Social Security, or is it going into your pockets, or is it going somewhere where you want it to go?
Right.
And what I was saying about the Republicans is, if there was a couple that voted for the impeachment, they were told to by many Republicans. That's what I should have said. They were told, you two are going to take the brunt of it today. They need 2 votes. Go ahead, vote to impeach Trump.
Who knows? Might be.
Yeah, I'm sure it's that way.
I mean, we don't know. Yeah.
But we know it's a drama. You know?
Yeah, it's a daytime soap opera, and they all have their lines, and they all have their parts, and they all have their contracts.
I don't want to lose it.
No, I mean it's worth tens and tens and tens of millions of dollars.
You know, these social media companies, every time you get on your phone, they're listening.
Yeah.
Because you know what? You talk about going somewhere, about vacation or something, the next thing you get, hey,
Pop up.
hey, what about this?
Yep.
You know? So, we're being listened to every day. The government has all... It's ridiculous, folks. Wake the hell up. You know? So, that's somewhat good news, Jack. So we talk about lying politicians. What do we call that?
Gaslighting.
Politicians gaslighting Americans. Yes, our book is almost toward the end. Next couple of days, probably next week sometime, it's going to be sent to the publisher to start making copies. Trying to negotiate a better price for what they want us to sell it for.
Yeah, can we do that?
I hope so.
Because that's going to be hard to move.
Yeah, we'll make sure. We want to make sure it gets in everybody's hands. Once it's done, we'll give a release date, and hopefully we'll have some book signings after that.
That'd be nice. Yeah, if the publisher says that what they're going to do, they're supposed to get it to all the media outlets and news, bookstores, set up signings. So hopefully they come through on their end, and I get a pen with new ink.
You know, it's a book that comes from we the people, all you people out there, and your honest feelings about this country with the questions and the topics we covered. Again, that's politicians gaslighting Americans. Only you can make it a bestseller.
That's true. And while this is going on, Dennis and I are working on the second book of that. We're getting it together, right? We showed everybody the topics. We actually went through them.
Mm-hmm.
So we're doing our investigation on that, and then we'll get it the same way this book is out, formatted the way that is, and get that to the publisher. Hopefully the same publisher. Hopefully they do everything and it works out fine. And then we have a third book in the works that we're not working on yet because we can't have too many balls up in the air.
Yeah, it's too many.
But my good news is I got a phone call today from Horry County. I can go pick up my map next week. My map with borders and street names.
And you have to go pick it up.
I have to go pick it up. Ring the doorbell again. Bing, bong. Hello. Be the guy come out. $25. What a deal. One map, couple of streets. I got a border and a name on the streets.
And he asked you, would you like borders? Would you like names?
Yes, I could have had it with nothing. I could have just had a bunch of lines. I could have put it all together myself. Okay, this is this street. You know? So I got the precincts, all the precincts that are in the district. Now I'm going to have the map. I got the registration papers. My buddy Phil's working on events. Getting this book out. Me and Dennis will read through it, make sure it looks good for everybody.
Well, Jack's reading through it more because
Well, Dennis has to go
I can't
through.
see.
Dennis
He's
has to.
running as a bat.
Dennis is doing I give it to him. I was going to add some stuff. I got smacked on the head. No, you can't do that. Dang it. So we'll have to save that for the next one. But, yeah, I'm reading through it. It's okay. I'm almost done. I got it yesterday, 5 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm up to chapter 7. So.
There's not a lot of changes.
How many chapters?
11.
Okay, 12, I think. 11 or 12, I forget.
So
I think more 11. The first chapter is just a little paragraph where to find some important readings that you should read.
Mike, any thoughts?
No, I gave it all. I gave you all my thoughts.
Pennies.
Yeah, more than that.
2
Thank
pennies.
God.
And
Not a penny for your
I
thoughts. We
even
gave you 2
added some
pennies.
stuff, interrupted, but kind of stopped myself midway because I didn't want to.
Yeah, shush it.
I didn't want to interrupt too badly.
Alright, so I gotta remember that.
So we're just about to close up. You got anything?
No, I just wanted to let everybody know I got my maps. We got our subjects for the second book we got. We got the podcast on the third book because the third book's going to be a little different than the first 2 books, right?
What's the third book?
I don't know. We got to talk about them all.
Oh, okay.
But we have 3 podcasts.
He told me. I forgot it.
We have 3 podcasts that we would like to do it on.
Oh, that's
Project
right.
1619, Critical Race Theory, and the Democrat woke and Democrat racism.
Okay.
There is, because they keep pushing us that we're the American people are the racist, but we got some stories.
Well, we know that. They've been separating us from for years, decades. Putting us into
centuries,
categories.
actually.
Putting us into categories.
Junior, where can you donate to the Special Olympics?
My house.
They have a page on Facebook. It's called Horry County Special Olympics. And they have a state one. It's called, let me think, South Carolina Special Olympics something.
Something.
Yeah, I forgot the name of
And
it.
you're gonna have to look that up and get it
I
back
will.
to us next week.
.com. Hey, I heard Facebook was fined $740 million to anyone who's been on Facebook.
I didn't hear
So
that.
that could be 50 cents for each and every one of us.
Awesome.
But on Facebook, if you go on Facebook, they have a page called Horry County Special Olympics. And you look information, other stuff if you want to donate or anything, you go on there.
Okay.
Will it have the website on there?
Yeah, we have the website and everything on there.
Mike, last chance. Got anything?
Oh, okay.
So our slogan for this podcast is "Be a hawk in a country full of political asses and elephants." You must admit that the politicians today are full of crap, and never forget, especially with raising our taxes and gaslighting we the people. Stand up and fight like hell for your country, our country. Let us unite and stand together under a common banner where we the people are finally the winners. Mike, can you lead us in prayer?
Yeah. Psalms 145, verse 8. The Lord is gracious and full of compassion, slow to anger, and of great mercy. Let's pray. Please, Lord, bless and protect this new party, this podcast, and all that work on it and all that listen to it. Lord, please have mercy on this nation and have our leaders do your will. Oh Lord, how we wish we too were slow to anger. We confess we're too quick to say harsh words or hand out a very strong disapproval. If you treated us the way we sometimes treat others, we would be in deep trouble. How glad are we that compassion and graciousness are the hallmarks of your attitude towards us. Help us to have that attitude toward others. Lord, take this anger from us and make us more like you. Increase the flow of mercy in our life. We want to be like you, Lord. We pray this in Jesus' precious name. Amen.
Amen.
So God has blessed me in more ways than I can tell you, more ways than I deserve. Just have faith in Him, and good things will happen. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next Thursday at 5:30 on the Hawk Podcast, and have a great weekend. So long.
Boo-boo.